As you can see, I'm doing fanfics too. I got chapter 1 and 2 for this in here, and it seems for the rest of this fanfic series I do, it'll be 2 chapters in one. And also, so it shortens it down from like 150 chapters to about 74, whatnot. And plus, I got my own. I'm gonna adapt the What If series from this. Now I'm gonna leave you.
We turn into ashes, when do we burn away? Used to be oh so close, now I see you. Just turn around and leave me. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain.
Let's get into it. Thanks for listening to the intro. Obito got to his front door and took a deep breath. He always hated going home at the end of the day. He wasn't well liked around here, and the whole Uchiha compound wasn't really a safe place for him. It didn't seem to matter to them that he trained just as hard as he could. All that mattered was that he ended up dead last. The people at the compound often would stop him, just to give him a talking to and to beat the living crap out of him. His father wasn't exactly nice to him either. In the Uchiha clan, the cruel reality was either you were a good ninja or weren't a ninja at all. He opened up the door and walked in. "Mom, Dad, I'm home. The mission went well today." His father, Otaka, rolled his eyes. "Oh, excellent. You got through another D rank completed. How long has your team been doing this now?" Obito really hated when his father did this. "A week, Dad?" Otaka shook his head. "It's a time of war. Most of the other teams most of the other teams start regular C ranks by now." Bad grammar. Obito got a glass from the cupboard. "Minato Sensei doesn't want us doing missions until he feels our team works okay. And Kakashi Baka won't work with us. Please, he just knows you're too weak. Kakashi is a fine ninja and Rin was top Kunoichi of the year. You're the one holding them back." Obito scoffed in response. Obito drank some of his water. "Dad, can't you try and encourage me just once or something? I'm really trying out there." Otaka glared at his son. "And what do you have to show for it? You haven't even developed your Sharingan." Obito was getting very tired of the conversation. "You need to have a life or death situation to activate it." Otaka growled at him. "Then maybe that's what you need to do." Obito muffled under his breath. "I would have thought that the night you nearly beat death for being dead last would have counted." Obito grabbed his son's wrist. "You did that to yourself. You're Uchiha. You don't get to be dead last." Obito tried to get away. "Dad, let me go. I'm trying." Otaka grabbed harder. Trying isn't hard enough. He smacked his son across the face, causing Obito to fall to the ground. His mum, Tuha, walked in. "Otaka, is this really necessary?" Otaka looked at his wife. "Of course, how else will the boy learn?" Tuha, "Alright, darling, if you must, just be sure no one outside the compound knows of it." Otaka turned to where his son had been, and only to realize that Obito had wandered off elsewhere. "The only thing he's good at is running," the man scoffed disapprovingly. Obito looked around until he found the right address. "Sensei said he could find him if I ever needed him. I really hope he doesn't mind." He knocked on the door and Minato walked out. "Obito, what's up? Do you need something?" Obito did his best to hide the bruise on his face. My parents are out of town. Can I maybe stay here tonight?" Minato put his finger under the boy's chin and made him look up him. "Where'd you get the bruise?" Obito laughed nervously. "Oh, I just smacked my face on a tree on the way here." Minato looked at him. Why didn't you arrange to stay with one of your relatives?" Obito was nervous he was getting found out. "You know me. I don't think before I do things." Minato motioned for the boy to come in. "Come on, come on in. I think we've got some things to clear up. Obito did as he was told and went inside. A red-haired woman greeted him. Hello there. You must be Obito. Obito, the young Uchiha boy Minato-kun's been telling me about. I'm his wife, Kushina. Nice to meet you. Obito smiled. The woman seemed very nice. Does Sensei really talk about me? Kushina nodded. Of course. He says that you're a very hard worker and that if you keep it up, you'll be a great shinobi one day. Minato asked him to sit down on the couch. Obito, I need you to tell me where you really got that bruise. Obito started? What do you mean Minato looked at him hard. Obito, come on. Obito looked at the ground. It's my dad. He's still mad about me not being Rookie of the Year. Minato signed and leaned back. I was afraid of this. Obito, why didn't you say anything? Obito scratched the back of his head. I'm okay, really. I just need to get better and it'll go away on its own. Kushina was not having it. Obito, you can't be serious. Obito got up. This was a mistake and I shouldn't have came here. Minato stopped him. Sit back down now. Now, how often does this happen? Obito shifted nervously. I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week? Minato nodded. And how bad are they? Obito rubbed his arm nervously. They're really usually pretty bad, although he doesn't usually hit me in the face. He's too careful. That's why he buys me long sleeve cloths. Minato got up and rolled his sleeves up. They were indeed bruises all up his arms. Kushina gasped. Oh my god, you can't keep staying there. Obito pulled it down. I'll pass. Trust me, I'll get stronger and he'll stop. Minato disagreed. Obito, that's not the point. That isn't the point. We need to get you out of there. Obito started to cry. Look, it's my fault anyway. Kushina came up and gave the boy a hug. No, it isn't. And you're a lovely boy and a hard worker. Don't you dare say it's your fault. Minato stood up. I'm going to talk to the Hokage. See about getting you out of there. Obito jumped up. But the Uchihas. Minato was already leaving. Don't worry them. They'll have to get through me to get to you. Kushina came up to Obito. Come on, sweetie. Let's go get you something to eat and make up the guest room for you. Minato walked into the Hokage's office. Sir, we've got a problem. Tobi looked up. And that would be what? Minato told him about the events at his house and the old man rubbed his temples. And this is a delicate situation. The Uchihas don't like to be told how they can and can't raise their children, and it's nearly impossible to fight the entire clan. We can't go after them for child endangerment, that's for sure. Minato thought for a second. Well, what if someone were to take him in? Tobi looked through an old book he was holding. Has he activated his Sharingan yet? Minato shook his head. No. Tobi put the book down, then it should be fine. If what you've told me is true, they shouldn't care if someone takes him in. They'll see it as getting rid of a weak clan member. May I ask, who's taking him in? Minato grinned. Actually, me and Kushina. I like the kid. He needs a place to stay. We have more room than we need, and I know Kushina will be okay with it. Tobi laughed at his plan and gave him some papers. Have one of his parents sign this and fill out the rest. I'll take care of the rest. Minato took the paper and went to meet Otaka. Otaka heard a knock on the door and opened it to find Minato. What do you want? Minato told him everything he had found out and showed him the papers. I want to take in your son to be his legal guardian. Otaka looked at the papers and laughed. Why do you want the little failure? Minato glared at him. He's not a failure he's not a failure. He's a good kid who needs some help, that's all. Obito pulled out a pen. Fine, he's a disgrace anyways. Any objections, Tuha? Tuha looked nervous, but in the end, she said, I suppose not. It's probably best if he just leaves the clan anyways. Otaka signed it. His things are in his room. If you want them, grab them. Minato grabbed what few things he felt were worth grabbing and headed back. He wasn't very happy to be out of the house. Obito's parents most likely... he was happy to be out of the house. Obito's parents most certainly weren't the nurturing type. Minato got back to the house to find Kushina and Obito laughing on the couch. Oh man, that's awesome. He really did that? Kushina kept laughing. Oh yeah, he might be a great ninja, but he likes ramens way too much. Minato walked in. Glad to see you guys are having a good time. I've got something to talk about. Obito looked at him. What's that? Did I do something wrong? Minato told him everything that happened. I'm sorry, Obito, but I really do want you to stay. Obito looked scared. Why would you do all this for me? Minato smirked. You're a good kid and I like you. Why not? I think it'd be nice to have you here. Don't you, Kushina? Kushina jumped up. Of course, our house is your house. Obito ran up with tears in his eyes and hugged him. Thank you so much. Minato hugged him back and smiled. He had a feeling that things were about to take a turn for the better. As you can see, it's changed chapter 2 for this fanfic, so that's what I mean. I did say at the start we'll be getting through 2 chapters, and yeah. Also, I'm thinking about a what if, like similar to this but different. Now I'm gonna starting with chapter 2 and stop talking. Obito woke up to confusion at where he was before. Before soon remembering he lived with his sensei now. He wasn't sure how to feel about that, but he figured it couldn't possibly worse than dealing with his father. The smell of food in the kitchen hit his nose, so he decided to walk out. Kushina was cooking some bacon and eggs on the stove and happily chatting to Minato. It looked strange to Obito. Usually his parents were extremely aggravated in the morning. If you tried to talk to one of them, talk to either of them, they would just snap at him. Kushina saw Obito and smiled at him. Morning, Obito. You don't mind if I call you that, do you? Obito nodded. That it was okay. Good. I've got breakfast here, so I hope you're hungry. Come on. Get a plate and sit down. Obito did as Kushina told him and got a plate. He got some food and sat down at the table. Looks good. We don't have this often at the compound. Minato raised an eyebrow. Really? What do you eat? Obito shrugged. Whatever they give us, it's usually just some oatmeal or something healthy like that. For whatever reason, they're super strict about what we eat. Kushina made herself a plate and sat down. I never believed that health kicks stuff. I mean, we're ninjas after all. We work so hard, we need extra fat and carbs. Obito liked the sound of that. So what time do we head out for our mission? Minato thought for a second. About half an hour. Why are you actually gonna be on? Why are you actually gonna be on time today? Obito laughed nervously. Sorry, I lose track of time really easily. I don't know what it is. Kushina shrugged. I was a bit of a troublemaker myself back at the academy. If I ever showed up late, they knew I had done something that was gonna be hilarious and expensive to fix. Minato chuckled at the memories. Oh yeah, like when you gave the teacher dongo laced with sleeping pills and then dyed his hair pink after he passed out. That was priceless. Kushina winked. That's why I'm a good ninja. I'm sneaky. Obito loved how laid back these two were. It was awesome. Obito went to grab a quick shower. I'll be sure to be out before we have to leave, Sensei. Minato nodded. Alright. Be sure you're not late. Be sure you're not late. You can't make excuses because I know exactly where you'd be. Why'd you be late now? Obito scratched the back of his head. Good point. Obito got to training ground a minute early, much to Rin and Kakashi's surprise. Obito, is that really you? I mean, you're on time and everything. Obito scowled. Yeah, I know, haha, so funny. Well, from now on, I'm going to be on time for everything. Kakashi was clearly quite skeptical. And why is that? Obito wasn't sure how to answer that. Well, it's kind of a long story, don't worry about it. Rin looked at him and saw his cheek. Obito, is that a bruise on your cheek? Obito was getting nervous. Yeah, I got smacked in the face by a tree, that's all. Minato spoke up. Can you give me a second with Obito, please? They both walked away and Minato turned to Obito. Why don't you want to tell them about it? Tell them. Obito looked down. Tell them that my parents thought I was so worthless that they didn't care what happened to me? Yeah, I don't think so. Minato put his hands on Obito's shoulders. Obito, they're your friends. I'm sure they'll support you. You're not worthless. Your parents are just asses. Obito was scared, but nodded. Guys, you can come back now. They walked over, and Rin was extremely curious. Obito, what's going on? Obito took a deep breath and told them everything that had happened the day before. Rin looked appalled, and Kakashi didn't look exactly pleased either. Obito, do they really beat you? Obito didn't respond. He just nodded. Rin ran up to him and hugged him. Oh my god, Obito, why the hell didn't you tell us? Kakashi answered that Rin, he hadn't told anyone. He was obviously scared to tell anyone. He's from the Uchiha clan. They're a very private clan. He turned to Obito. I'm sorry. I know we don't always get along, but even I feel bad about this. When my dad was still around, at least he always was there for me when I needed him. You didn't have even that. Yeah, some grammar mistakes in here. Obito looked surprised at what Kakashi said. Thanks, man. That means a lot. Minato smiled. Now you see, teamwork. That's what I've been talking about. Everyone trying to understand each other so that we can all work together. I think yous are finally ready for a sea ring. Kakashi liked the sound of that. Alright, awesome. When can we go? Minato laughed at his excitement. I'll set it up so that we can leave tomorrow. I'd like all of you to come over and have dinner with us and stay the night so we can be sure we are all ready tomorrow. Any objections? They all shook their head. Good. Get whatever you need and then come to my place. We'll go over protocol, have dinner, and then have a good night's sleep for tomorrow. Kakashi hurried home to get ready, and Rin waved goodbye. See you soon, Sensei. You too, Obito-kun. She left, and Obito turned to his sensei. Did you hear that? She called me Obito-kun. Oh man, this is so awesome. Obito smiled and told the boy to head home and tell Kushina to prepare for company while he set everything up with the Hokage. Obito ran home, sitting, grinning from ear to ear and blushing. Obito got back and found Kushina sharpening some kunai. Kushina? Sensei invited the team to have dinner and stay the night before we go on our first C rank. I hope that's okay. Kushina nodded. Of course. I've been asking to meet his team for ages. I'm just glad I finally get to see the other two. Obito was glad with all this. That's good. Rin-cha called me Obito-kun today. Kushina noticed a little blush when he mentioned her. Oh, do you like this girl? Obito jumped a little at the question. Well, yeah, she's my teammate. Kushina laughed. You know, that's not what I meant. Do you have a crush on her? Obito nodded slightly. She's beautiful and smart and nice, and Kushina could see he was clearly head over heels for the girl. Wow, you really like her. So why don't you just ask her out? Obito looked at her like she was crazy. I can't do that. What if she says no? Even worse, what if she laughs at me? Kushina gave a soft smile. Well, to be honest, you don't know if she will. However, if she's smart and kind as you say she is, she'll definitely say yes. If you ask, roll the dice and have some faith. Obito looked nervous. Okay, but what do I say? Kushina laughed. Come on, I'll help you. Minato got back from the Hokage's office with a scroll in hand. He found that his 3 students were all here waiting for him. You guys are eager, aren't you? They all nodded. We're good, and we've got a few things to go through. Kakashi, I realize this will be somewhat a review for you, as you've been on C rank before. Kushina was a little surprised at that. Really? I thought he was getting. Kakashi shook his head. No way. I've been a tuning for the past 2 years. The Hokage felt it was best if I was on a team for a while. All my commanding officers felt that was the one area I was lacking in. If I can prove that I have that, then they'll finally promote me to Jonin. Kushina was impressed. Wow, that's pretty good. I made Jonin at 16 myself. Ren was a little confused by that. Wait, I didn't know you were a ninja. Kushina shrugged. Well, yeah. I just don't go on missions as often because of, let's just say I have something very important to the leave that I don't want to risk. I would say I wanted to ask more, but Minato cut in. Anyway, they aren't too many protocols for C rank. It's all pretty simple. Rin was listening attentively. Okay, so what are they? Minato started to name them off. Number 1, everything that happens on the mission is classified until otherwise told so. Kakashi rolled his eyes. Well, yeah, that's a given for any mission. Minato figured that would be their response. Number 2, if you're captured, say nothing and wait for someone to come find you. Obito spoke up. We would go get them, right? Minato smiled. Well, we're not technically supposed to, but I always say those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their teammates are lower than trash. Kakashi remembered his father dying over such a rule. He wasn't sure if he agreed with that, but for now he'd accept it. Minato counted off the final rule. And last but not least, the mission is to be done before anything else. We can have fun outside their village later. Obito was getting pumped. Where are we going? Minato told him. We have a mission to deliver a message scroll to some cloud ninjas at a neutral location. Rin went eyed wide. I don't know, bad grammar. Rin went wide-eyed. Are we finally close to peace with them? Minato smiled. We're getting there, but we've still got a ways to go. So we're finally getting those warmongers to listen, huh? Good. Those guys are such power-hungry fools. Obito was sensing some hostility. Did something happen with you and the Cloud Ninja? Kushina frowned and nodded. Crazy little pricks tried to kidnap me when I was 18. Rin was shocked. Really? Why? Kushina sighed. Not a ton of people know this, but I'm the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. When I was 10, I was brought here from the whirlpool when it was destroyed by the Hidden Rock. They seek to get all of the tailed beasts. Even Kushina was interested. Who saved you? Kushina walked over to her husband. Well, this big honk right here. He saved me from a whole group of cloud journeying. He found me when no one else could. Rin loved a good romantic story. How did he find you? Kushina gave her husband a kiss on the cheek. I left strands of my hair so that someone could find me. Only Minato-kan figured out it was my hair. He said that only one person had hair as beautiful as that. Rin had stars in her eyes. Aww, that's so sweet. Kakashi thought it was cheesy, but chose not to say anything for his own health. Minato smiled at his wife. Hard to believe it took me saving your life to get you to stop thinking I was some spineless bookworm. Kushina giggled. Well, you were always reading those sailing books. What was I supposed to think? Minato pouted. I was doing it to recreate the yellow flash that Tobi Rama created. I needed to read those books. Kushina just kept giggling. Come on, you guys, dinner's ready. She made some dumplings and the fish sauce from back when she lived in Whirlpool. It was fantastic, much to Rin's surprise. I usually hate anything fish-related, but this is great. Kushina was glad she liked it. Ah, thank you. It's an old favourite of mine. Rin ate some more dumplings. So what's having Obito-kan here like? Kushina smiled. She was hoping Rin would ask that. Oh, it's great. He's just such a joy to have around. He's so nice and helpful. You must laugh at having him on your team. Rin smiled at Obito and he blushed. Oh yeah, he's great. I had no idea how bad it was at home though. And he still was always more worried about us than himself. He's really something special. Kushina smirked. Look, hook, line and sinker. Oh my, that sounds like you have a little crush on him. Obito still wasn't sure about Kushina's plan, but he said what he told her to say. Yeah, Rin, you trying to take him on a date or something? Rin laughed. Well, he is a nice guy, who knows. Obito knew it was now or never. How about after we get back from the cloud mission, I take you out to dinner? Rin smiled and nodded. Okay, sounds good. Obito had to stop himself from jumping up and down in joy. Kushina knew her work was done. They ate the rest of their meal, playfully, jokes and good stories. It was a good night for all involved. Okay, so yeah, chapter 2 done. I'm gonna do this no matter what, and I'm gonna do another series, and yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave you. Sorry for keeping you. This is gonna be like a 30-minute what if now, and yeah, I'm sorry for that. But to keep in mind, I got a couple questions. Got some things I need answered. So in the comments below, can you tell me if I should name this? What if I'm adapting from this series? Well, not adapting. Some things are kept. Should it be what if all of Minato's team survived, or what if? I don't know. Can I get some names for the what if idea, name for the adaptation from this series I'm making, please?